Think about the last time you reached for a pencil. Whether it was in a classroom, an office, or at the bottom of a kitchen drawer, chances are it was a very specific shade of bright, unmistakable yellow. In fact, when we ask a child to draw a pencil, they almost always reach for the yellow crayon first. We have been conditioned to see this as the natural color for a writing tool. But have you ever wondered? Why not green or blue, or even just the natural color of the wood it is made from? It turns out that this simple design choice wasn't random at all. It is a story that involves ancient miners, an 1800s marketing war, and a connection to Chinese royalty that completely changed the way we look at stationery. Prepare to have your understanding of simple objects completely recalibrated. The story of the pencil actually begins long before it was yellow. In the 16th century, miners in Borrowdale, England, stumbled upon a massive deposit of a strange, dark material. At the time, they thought they had found a very pure form of lead. They were wrong. It was actually graphite, but the name stuck. This is why, even today, we still call the center of a pencil the lead, even though there hasn't been a drop of actual lead in a pencil for centuries. Initially, these graphite sticks were brittle and messy. To make them usable, craftsmen began encasing them in wooden holders. For hundreds of years, these pencils were mostly left unpainted. If you bought a pencil in the early 1800s, it looked like a plain piece of wood. Painting them was actually a way for companies to hide low-quality wood or imperfections in the casing. Everything changed at the 1893 World's Fair in Chicago. A company called Koh-i-Noor, founded by Joseph Hartmuth, wanted to introduce a luxury pencil that would stand out from everything else on the market. At that time, the best graphite in the world came from China. Hartmuth wanted to tell the world that his pencils used this premium Chinese graphite without having to say a word. To do this, he painted the pencils a bright, golden yellow. In Chinese culture, yellow is the color of royalty, nobility, and respect. By painting the pencil yellow, he was essentially branding it as the emperor of pencils. He even named it after the Koh-i-Noor diamond to emphasize its value. The yellow pencil was an instant sensation. It looked expensive, it felt prestigious, and most importantly, it worked better than the cheap, unpainted competition. Soon, other manufacturers realized they had a problem. If their pencils weren't yellow, customers assumed they were using inferior, non-Chinese graphite. This triggered a massive shift in the industry. Companies like Eberhard Faber quickly began painting their own lines yellow just to stay competitive. It is a classic example of branding. The color became a symbol of quality. Eventually, so many companies were making yellow pencils that it became the industry standard. The color was no longer just for the royalty of stationery. It had become the expected uniform for every pencil in the world. While the trend started as a marketing gimmick, there is a very practical reason it stayed around. Yellow is the most visible color on the human spectrum. In a messy workshop, a crowded desk, or a dark school bag, a yellow pencil is incredibly easy to spot. There is also a psychological element at play. Designers and psychologists often associate yellow with optimism, energy, and focus. When you are sitting down to take a test or sketch a new idea, that bright pop of color can provide a subtle mental boost. It is a warm color that puts the mind at ease, making it the perfect companion for creativity. By the early 20th century, the yellow pencil was being mass-produced by the millions, especially in the United States. It became the backbone of the public school system. Because it was reliable, affordable, and easy for teachers to see from across a room, it cemented its place in our collective memory. Today, we have digital styluses and pens that can write in every color of the rainbow. But the yellow pencil hasn't changed. It is a design that reached perfection over 100 years ago and saw no reason to move on. The next time you pick up a yellow pencil, remember that you aren't just holding a piece of wood and graphite. You are holding a piece of history that connects a 16th century English mine to the royal courts of China and a 19th century marketing genius. It is a reminder that even the simplest things in our lives, the things we use every day without thinking, often have the deepest stories to tell. The color isn't just paint. It is a legacy of quality and a beacon of focus that has survived for over a century. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed learning the secret history of the pencil, please like and subscribe to join our journey. We will see you in the next investigation as we find out what exactly is